Hello, everybody, and welcome to Pokésports Competitive Pokemon Podcast. I'm Mike, and I play with one Pokemon on the field, the snowy field.
I'm Kevin. What the heck is a Galerian Slowking?
Oh.
And what is that on its face?
Well,
it's another face?
It's a friend. It's a friend.
Friends don't eat my face, Mike. I don't recall you ever getting that close to my forehead.
You're right. I wish so badly that I had something to say to that, but I don't.
Well, actually,
there was that time back in 2015. Welcome everybody to the podcast. It is Sunday, October 4th, 2020, which is otherwise known as National Taco Day. So everybody go and make yourself a nice lil taco, a nice Lee taco. For tomorrow, I guess, because it's pretty late for a lot of us, and if it's still within your realm of possibility to make yourself a taco tonight, go and do it. I think all the Taco Bells are closed though.
Hey, I mean, if you don't got tacos, you could just get a slice of bread, fold it in half, and make believe it's a taco.
I want to give immense credit to the person who made this photo. On Twitter, name is @ZacianHolds. It's a Twitter account that is entirely dedicated to Zacian holding different things in its mouth.
Oh, that's so funny.
I guess the person edited out the sword and is just like every day putting out a different thing in its mouth. I love it so much.
And I'm guessing this picture is a taco.
This picture is actually a taco, and there it is. Would you look at that?
Oh, that's so funny.
I'm so glad that you actually said that, or else it would have just been our faces for the entire thing.
So I learned something today.
What'd you learn?
Well, not today. I learned something in like the past couple days. So I was training with some patrons that I coach, and
humble brag.
Yeah, humble. And we were looking at we're actually team building for this Battle of Legends that we'll get into a little bit later in terms of the rules. I learned that Zacian is actually stupid.
Oh, 100%.
It's like, did you know it's tankier than Magearna and has like 70 more attack than Magearna?
Do you know what a Magearna is?
Yeah, I learned what it was. I had to.
Wow. I'm so proud of you, though. It's amazing.
I actually get to use it in doubles now if I go that route, but I think I'd be stupid not to run Zacian.
Well, actually, we're going to get into this later, but we're not getting into this one later. But if you look at Pikalytics Uber statistics, Zacian or Zacian or however you say it is 62.5 in Ubers right now, 62.5% used in Ubers. It's like the one to use.
They made this Pokemon just to kill Xerneas. I'm like, I believe that wholeheartedly. Like, they were just like, okay, delete hidden power. You can't even give Xerneas hidden power fire anymore. Right. So that means, okay, now add a Behemoth Blade +1 attack when you enter the field, doggo boy. Steel type, destroy Xerneas.
And that's it. And then subsequently, that makes the second best Pokemon Ditto, because it can also then become Zacian.
Oh, wait, maybe I should run that.
Ditto?
Yeah, that honestly wouldn't be too bad for the Battle Legends. You just steal another legend.
Maybe not. I don't know how that would actually work in doubles.
Who knows? Do you think...
Because then you can get a second legend, yeah.
If you copy Zacian Crowned,
yes,
but you don't have the sword on the Ditto, do you stay crowned or do you go back to unshielded doggy?
If there's let me answer your question with a question. If you send out a Giratina with a Grisius orb and then you send out a Ditto, does the Ditto become the different formed Giratina?
It does.
Yeah,
it does.
So there you go.
So you get to be a Zacian who gets all the benefits of having a choice scarf.
Yeah.
I'm gonna vomit. Okay, let's continue with the podcast.
Kevin, your brain just went like 2 miles a minute. That's amazing.
Oh,
Meanwhile,
no.
we've had a picture of his Zacian holding a taco in its mouth for the past 5 minutes. If you're listening to this on podcast providers on Wednesday, October 7th, you are right smack dab in the middle of National Pierogi Day. So go and make yourself some nice little pierogi. We're basically giving you your lunches for the next couple days. So you're welcome for that.
Yeah, some snack ideas.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to the actual news because we've got just all kinds of stuff to cover today. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, today in Smogon news, the Smogon Grand Slam. I was curious if the stream paused, but it didn't. There are other people still talking. We're good. The Smogon Grand Slam just finished today. The winner was Santu, who defeated Pink Dragon Tamer 3-0 in a best of 5. I need to assume. But you know, results aside, I have to kind of get into something here. So Pokésports is all about competitive Pokemon and the esports around it. Fair to say, Kevin?
Yes.
Okay. We talk about Smogon because it's competitive Pokemon, and I, being the singles advocate and the singles more so expert than VGC anyway, I spend most of my time in Showdown and Smogon based tiers. So I'm exposed to like quite a lot of what goes on in that space, but there are lots of things that I do know in terms of tournaments, and a lot of things that I just have zero idea because there are just so many tournaments that go on in Smogon like all the time. Mm-hmm. This is one of those things that I had to educate myself on when I saw that the finals happened just today, actually. And it is a crazy tournament. This thing is like, I've never heard of the Grand Slam before. Apparently it's on its 9th right now, Grand Slam 9. What I know about this, and I'm still kind of learning about it, is that there are 5 tiers that you compete in. You compete in UU, RU, Ubers, NU, and LC Little Cup. It seemed like the best of 5 would have been one game in each one of those things if it wasn't 3-0. Like if it were 3-2, then they would have played all of those. So the games that they showed and the replays that they showed were UU, RU, and Little Cup. Like that is what Santu won with. Game 1 is UU, game 2 is RU, and then game 3 is Little Cup. And that is just an incredible sounding tournament to me. I love the fact that it's like, okay, now you need to learn every single thing about Pokemon. And that's what this is going to be.
Guess why? That's why they call it the Grand Slam.
That's why they call it the Grand Slam. Exactly.
That's wild.
Yeah, it was such a wild thing. I loved reading about that and seeing how that actually went down. I hope to see the next one. I didn't know this was going on until it finished. So
the thing with like Smogon tiers is like most of their activity takes place in the forums. And yeah. I don't know about you, but I'm not very active in the forums, so I don't know what a lot of their activities are.
Right. Well, it's gotten to the point now where it's like I'm more active in like the Pokésports Discord, and like even that it goes so much faster than I have time for right now. So like I don't know. It's hard enough to keep up with one. Going into the Smogon forums is a whole other beast.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a new month. Of course, we're now in October. So let's take a look at some stats, everybody. Some Smogon stats.
Favorite time.
Oh, yeah. Important to note here that, I should say some Pokemon that are important to note. Jirachi and Rhyperior have now moved from their respective UUBL and RU up to OU. So now you can use a Jirachi in OU, or rather there's a decent enough set for it to be there. Same thing with Rhyperior. That one was weird to me, how it was in RU, and now it's like just now it's moving to OU. Yeah, exactly. It skipped UU.
Did they end up banning Dracovish? Maybe that's why. Or is that still getting suspect tested?
That one is Ubers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, but Rillaboom's still allowed here. Why the heck is Rhyperior allowed to be good? Guys, just use grass types.
Yeah. Who actually knows? So there's that. Necrozma has dropped down from OU to UU. Apparently people aren't using Necrozma as much. Reuniclus and Galerian Slowbro are rising to UU. Kingdra drops from UU to RU, and Escavalier and Snorlax drop from RU to NU. There's a little bit of an asterisk on that Snorlax there. We'll get into it in a little bit. The rest is pretty much like penny stock trading. Like, it's a bunch of not great Pokemon moving up a single tier or down a single tier. Like,
Tell me how my boy Silvally doing this time around.
Can I tell you about how your boy Silvally's doing right now? I see a Silvally Steel that moved to PU. It looks like. So there's that. We'll talk a little bit more about Silvally's later. So since then, that came out on October 1st when Showdown information came up. After that, what are their names? Sneasel and Snorlax. They have been voted to move from NU to NUBL, specifically because Triple Axle is just too strong and Snorlax has a crazy attack stat. And I knew that Triple Axle would be a super strong move in singles. I believe I called that. I think that I said that one was my favorite move way back, because just a 3-hit ice move is like, chef's kiss. Well, beautiful.
That gets stronger every time you hit it. Yeah. It's actually a very good move. It's super underrated. That's why I love using it on my Serena. It actually can OHKO most Amoungus spreads.
Right. Not to mention the breaking of Sash. Sash is a big thing, and Sash and Sturdy are both a big thing in singles that Triple Axle just like walks right around, so good to see. Now, meanwhile, the floodgates since then have also opened in PU, meaning that all of the PUBL Pokemon are allowed back in to that tier. That being Buffalint, Executor, Klinklang, Kangaskhan, and your boys Silvally Poison and Silvally Bug.
Oh, yeah,
they're back.
2 favorite Silvally types. Thank you.
Oh, of course. Naturally. Silvally, we were talking about this before the podcast, and I want to announce it like formally so that I'm actually like committing to it. I need to make something. I feel personally obligated to make something that illustrates how Silvallies have kind of jumped around all the tiers over the past like 8 months in Pokemon. And I need that to happen. Actually, more than 8 months. It's been like almost a year now, hasn't it?
Probably since the beginning of time at this point.
I mean,
I can only
that's
believe.
True. Not like
forever.
I'll leave the previous gen stuff to false swipe, but like this generation, just period, has been this week Silvally's over there. Next week, no, you know what? I don't like that Silvally. I'm going to move that one up to OU. No, you know what? That OU is a little too OP. Let's bring that down to ZU. ZU too broken. Let's bring that Silvally up to Ubers. Like, you kidding me?
If it's purely based on usages, I'm pretty sure it's mostly just because people forget those types exist. There's 18 of them to choose from.
That's
you
very
can only
true.
choose so many.
Yeah. People are just staring at it, waiting for the next thing to happen, Silvally wise. In VGC news, the r/VGC championship has come to a close. The winner was Adi Subramanian at Adi Subra on Twitter, ADISUBRA, using a Terrakion and Clefairy team. Runner-up was, what was his name? Malcolm McKellar at Mogarchu, MOGARCHU, using a rain team that somehow included a Rose Raid and a Seismitoad. And Kevin, what? How?
So when I originally told Mike that this like competition was happening, I was like, "Oh, cool! Is it series 5 or 6?" And I told him, "Well, one of them's using a Roserade, so I really hope it's 6." Roserade honestly isn't too terrible. I guess the removal of Venusaur, you do have the option for another grass poison type if you want to go offensive. The issue is its defenses, but you just avoid physical attackers,
Yeah.
The Seismitoad is a kind of a niche pick. It's like, whoa, you don't expect to see that one every day.
Right. And what did you think of the other team, Adi's team? Terrakion, Clefairy, Persian, Ferrothorn, Gastrodon, Charizard?
Straightforward, strong team. Sunny Day on Persian is really interesting. I mean, I've seen like what's great about Sunny Day is that
fur coat.
Yeah. But on top of it all, like having Sunny Day on a Pokemon that's fast and doesn't get Prankster is super, like, it's really good because it underspeeds the prankster setters while overspeeding the other Pokemon. So you will always get the weather up last, if that makes any sense. So say like you're going against a Klefki with Rain Dance, you can still ensure you get the sun up because you're not prankster. You're just fast.
Right. Interesting.
It's actually a very interesting decision there. I like it. I like the Persian lot. That's why it won.
Fair enough. So yeah, I mean, go and congratulate them on their win. Yeah, again, that was r/VGC, so reddit.com/r/VGC who put that on. Really cool stuff. Also in VGC Series 6, now that we have our next month's stats going, or last month's stats, the Amoungus Factor continues to run strong with a 37.5%, of teams running it in 1760 or above rating. Top 5 last month included Amoungus, Arcanine, Urshifu, Primarina, and Talonflame, all with above 25% usage. That we assumed that Arcanine would do this. The fact that Amoungus is still number 1 baffles me.
The fact that Talonflame is top 5 baffles me. Talonflame above Dusclops, and Dracozolt made it into top 10 as well. That's like super crazy.
Right.
Both Urshifu forms made it into top. I don't know what this is, top 10. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, this is top 10.
Yeah, and both Urshifus made it in. That's nuts to me as well, because Max Airstream is what stopped Urshifu from being good in Series 5. And now that like some of the big Max Airstream users like Cinderace and Dragapult are no longer there, like Urshifu's just sitting here thriving.
True. Some of the more popular pairings right now include Amoungus and Arcanine, Talonflame and Urshifu Single Strike. Against Urshifu Single Strike paired with either Talonflame or Clefairy, as well as PC Clef. Just the fact that Porygon Z and Clefairy are a thing pushes Clefairy up to top 10 pretty quickly. And then Ferrothorn's there to kind of wall that out.
It's funny seeing a non-evolved Pokemon like Clefairy in the top 10.
I know, right?
Friend Guard OP.
For people who enjoyed Series 5 from the Players' Cup 2, unlike me, and we're sad to see it go, we've now got kind of a situation in Series 6 that could end up being awfully similar. It's starting to look a little similar in that, you know, the top 4 Pokemon all were above 30%, top 5 over 25% usage on teams. It looks like the meta kind of solidified pretty quickly once those bans were made. So that's also kind of just how Pokemon metas tend to go, and you know, it's not so bad.
I'm happy to see how accurate our predictions were, though. Like, there's nothing on this top 10 list that we didn't mention, like back when we were trying to predict what was going to be good. So at least we're not old geezers. We still understand what's going on in Pokemon.
Exactly. We need to make another one of these for Crown Tundra. Oh man, I'm kind of looking forward to that. I'm kind of not looking forward to that.
I'm going to have so many teams to build for that stupid
100%,
DLC.
100%.
Oh my goodness.
Naturally. Speaking of, again, for those of you who are thinking that Series 6 is turning out like Series 5, don't worry. There's hope on the horizon. And I want to say, Kevin, you remember that time last week or 2 weeks ago where we were like, oh, Pokemon's just being quiet because of the Players' Cup, and after that they're gonna bust out all the news. Well,
they did it.
Series 7, folks. We're coming up on Series 7. It's looking almost good.
Doesn't it just feel like Series 6 got here not too long ago? I feel like I just played Series 5 yesterday. I'm just like, oh, now I get to finally play Series 6. Nope. Series 7.
Yeah. Just out of nowhere from the shadows comes Series 7. Looking like we're going to have all of basically like an everyone is here situation, except for a lot of people. We're getting all the Pokemon that were banned back, of course, from Series 5. So Cinderace is coming back, your favorites, Venusaur and all of those people, right back into the mix. with as well all of the Crown Tundra Pokemon, excluding box art legendaries and mythic Pokemon like Celebi or Keldeo, etc., etc. I'm wildly excited for that. Not being able to see the legendaries at first is going to be actually pretty cool. I'm excited for not having those in the meta, actually.
Yeah. I'm kind of glad Zacian can stay farther and farther away from me. Hopefully wait another season before I have to see him or her again. But we got to see Tapus again. Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's weird. Like, Rillaboom had the door shut on it, but like, just as they start to open that door, TapuBulu comes in. It's just like, hey, move aside, bud.
I'm terrified. I'm terrified of what is it, Coco and Lele more than anything.
Really?
Yeah, they get rising voltage and expanding force, and just like, oh no, they're very powerful Pokemon.
Indeed, we hardly knew ye.
I mean, the what is it? What's that? The other one, Finny.
Yep,
Finny kind of got the short end of the stick here.
Yeah.
Its only new thing is Flip Turn. Oh boy. And Misty Explosion, so it can leave or it can blow up. Good job, Finny.
That's actually too funny. Wow.
I mean, at least it gets another water move that isn't Scald. Because I don't know if you knew this, but you know how Misty Surge can't burn? You can't burn in Misty Surge?
Yeah, right.
He used to get Scald and not be able to Scald.
Oh no.
Or do the, like, burn with the Scald at least.
That's really sad. It can't do its one thing that it should be able to do. Oh, that's rough. But for those of you who are wanting the legendaries to come back and hoping that you can actually do that, one, that's probably going to be a 2021 thing. Once all the Pokemon are back, they're going to be like, all right, let's come on back, everyone. Legendaries, get on in there. But if you want to go and use them sooner rather than later, Pokemon Company has put together a Battle of Legends tournament, which is basically Series 7 VGC, but with one box art legendary / mythic Pokemon allowed. So looking at the list, and did I put the list in here? No, I did not. Looking at the list of legendary Pokemon, I'm curious what you think will actually be used, and I'll pass you the link too so you can go and see it. But on Pokemon.com, you can actually see like the full list, and I'll read it out for people. You can use Mewtwo, Mew, Celebi, Jirachi, Reshiram, Zekrom, Kyurem, Keldeo, Cosmog, Cosmoem, Solgaleo, Lunala, Necrozma, Magearna, Marshadow, Zeraora, Meltan, Melmetal, Zacian, Zamazenta, Eternatus, and Zarude. Which one do you think is actually going to top that? Zacian aside. Let's go Zacian aside.
Okay, so I got a hot take here, folks.
Okay.
You ready for this? I think that Eviolite Cosmog is going to take the whole thing.
Cosmog?
With its splash and its
one?
Teleport. This is a meme. I'm just kidding. It only gets 2 moves, but it's funny that it's a restricted Pokemon. It gets Splash and Teleport. Those are its 2 moves.
Not bad.
But I actually spent a lot of time looking at this list recently.
Yeah.
I think there are a couple of Pokemon here that I think are going to do very well. And there's also a couple of Pokemon not mentioned that I think will do well that are currently in the metagame. Something that I do want to mention is that Crown Tundra Pokemon aren't allowed in this because Crown Tundra won't be out when this is happening.
Oh.
So there is going to be... Yeah, this happens like this weekend or something. Or next weekend.
No. Sign up period is between... September 30th and October 15th. So
it happens the 16th.
That's true.
I believe.
That's true.
But yeah, a couple of big ones. You said not to mention Zacian, but Zacian. Melmetal, I think, is actually pretty good. I think Melmetal can easily replace things like Rhyperior in terms of a Bulldoze Trick Room abuser. Like, you can just go for Bulldoze and then proc weakness policy and then go to town. I do think that GMax Melmetal is not that good. Its GMax move does not impress me at all. You might as well just get defense with Seal Spike. But yeah, that's just my opinion.
Interesting.
The Magearna with Soul Heart, and I learned what Magearna does, folks. I've been seeing some Magearna with Soul Heart with a full Final Gamut team.
Mm-hmm.
That really does do a lot of work because you kill off your own Pokemon and then you get the +1 in special attack from Soul Heart because your Pokemon faints.
Right.
So that's another spooky one. Mewtwo gets Expanding Force, so be terrified. And then Lunala with Shadow Shield is going to be a big one too. Shadow Shield is like multi-scale, so you pretty much have to hit it twice in almost every scenario, which can get very annoying, very tanky.
Oh, so it's looking like there isn't going to be kind of one that tops the charts there. It's going to be a couple
of them. Yeah. There's a couple of them. Yeah, it's like here and there, but there are Pokemon that counter things. Like if you want to counter Lunala, just run Dragapult, go for the Max Phantasm, it'll OHKO every single time.
Right.
I do think that looking at this list of all the restricted Pokemon that are going to be allowed this time around, you have a lot of Steel types. So running you have a lot of Steel Fairy types specifically. Like I think Zacian and Magearna are going to be two of the best ones. Next to them is like Melmetal, which is another Steel type. You got a lot of Pokemon weak to fire. Charizard might be something to consider. I do think Charizard's going to be like Wildfire is going to be amazing here on a Sun team.
Right.
Don't use Zarude. I don't think it's good.
Fair enough. I mean, I think the thing that you want to be cautious of here too, people, is that you can only bring one legendary, and that goes for your opponent as well. So like, don't build your entire team around countering certain of these legendaries, but definitely have a Pokemon or a couple in there that would be able to take down the ones that you expect are going to come.
I gotta say, if you're not running a counter to Zacian, you're gonna struggle.
You're gonna get smacked.
It depends on how seriously you're taking this. A lot of people aren't taking this seriously because you don't actually have a prize or any. I mean, this is just like a fun way to use some Ubers, essentially.
Also, I will say that the image for it that they're using to advertise it, it's not super impressive.
No. I feel like I could have done this in my sleep.
They're using basically Zacian.png with Zamazenta.png and Eternatus.png with some pretty funky light shows behind it, which is nice, and I like the logo, which is nice, but just all together, it's a little underwhelming.
Is that a clip art? It looks like.
Yeah. Is that a clip art, basically? Yeah. But either way, not a gossip podcast. I just had to throw that one in there. That was just like, come on, you have a team. But anyway, so go and sign up for this tournament if you're interested in getting in there and playing. Some of you might have collected that Zeraora that was given a couple weeks back and might want to give it a try. Zeraora is actually a really good Pokemon. So don't discount it. It's going to take care of a lot of potential rain teams, a lot of Charizards out there that are coming to counter the any of the Steel types that are on this list. It'll be pretty good.
Yeah, I think it'll be a fun competition regardless.
All right, and with that, there's two more pieces of news for us today. One being, boom, this big guy, GMax Mel has been announced. Like we didn't already know that it was a GMax. During there'll be events that happen later in the month through Pokemon Go and Pokemon Home. So make sure you have both of those up and running. Might be a good chance to re-download Pokemon Go if you haven't played in a little while. You'll be able to get yourself a GMax Mel through both of those. They haven't really given all of the information yet, but we'll have more information for that as it comes out.
Is it just me, or is its feet like rice cakes?
You're talking like onigiri.
Yeah, that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
100%. Like there's no 100. Like they had to have that in mind.
It is fully walking on some onigiri right there.
Let's make this metal Pokemon. Give him some food for feet. Yeah, sounds great.
Give him some food for feet.
Also, for those of you guys wondering why I thought GMax Mel wasn't that good, it's GMax move is GMax Meltdown. What it does is pretty much do damage, The damage is the exact same, so base 130 damage on like an Iron Head. It'll do base 140 on a double Iron Bash though. And it just subjects the targets and their allies to torment. If you guys don't know what torment does,
wait, can I
no one use it.
Can I guess? I think I might. That's you can't use the same move twice, right?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
And I'd rather get a +1 in defense, personally.
I disagree hesitantly. Because I think it's either really close to being just as worth, if not slightly more worth, if not slightly less worth. It's one of those two for me. Because I think about it and I'm like, oh, not like if somebody goes for one kind of specific move and then they can't go for it again, that to me is like huge peace of mind for things that I can do in the next turn.
I guess I can understand that.
You would have to be pretty 200 IQ to be able to use it properly, but I'm a pretty 200 IQ player. Have you seen my 28 to 34 win-loss ratio this past month?
Okay, here's my counter argument though. A Steel Spike you can use 3 times to get the +3.
Okay.
You can't triple torment somebody. You can only do it once.
That's fair. That's fair. However, I raise you this. That's basically like you're tormenting yourself. Where like you use your steel move the first time and like either you can use Max Meltdown the next turn, but you're not actually getting anything out of it.
Yep, pretty much. It's like
unless you KO the Pokemon that you're attacking.
Yeah, that's true.
Then you re-torment. You set that up again. It's not bad. I don't know. I don't think it's actually all that good, but maybe give it a shot. Give it a shot. We'll see if it works.
Try out the new toy. It's a fun tournament anyway.
I'm at least excited to see it in, well, not Series 7 because that's one of the banned guys, but in Battle of Legends. Mm-hmm. We're probably not getting it by then either. Actually, this is what's the point of this whole thing? Oh man. Hey, by the way, in game, if you want something that you can slap a light ball onto, there are 3 different Pikachus with hats. You can get them now. It ends November 30th. So go and pop in the codes that are on screen right now to get either an original Cap Pikachu, a partner Cap Pikachu, or a Hoenn Cap Pikachu. Oh gosh, I wanna say it for the people who are listening on podcasts, but it's so convoluted.
It's Pikachu get with the ones replaced, with the eyes replaced as ones.
Thank you.
I choose you with the eyes replaced as ones and the O's replaced as zeros. It's Pika Advance with the eyes replaced as ones.
That is very helpful. I would have just been like, it's P1KA Chugit.
Chugit. You want to know my level of disappointment when I found out you can't Gigantamax these Pikachus?
You can't? You can't even like give it max soup?
No.
Oh no.
I was so sad.
That's really depressing.
Yeah. Oh well. Man. Well, I would love to see a big chubby Pikachu with this hat on its head. Oh, I would love if the hat didn't grow either. It just remains this little tiny hat on its head. Oh, that would have been great. Okay.
All right. So folks, with that is the news that we have for today. There's just so much. Thank you, Pokemon, for granting us all of this important stuff going on this week. That's not all though. That isn't the only thing that they gave us. They also dropped a new trailer for the Crown Tundra, the next DLC in the Pokemon series. And we're going to be talking all about that when we come back from the break in just a second. So we'll see you then. And we're back. Welcome back. I have a prediction, Kevin.
Okay.
I have a prediction. In 2021, the way that they're going to break things up is it might be through DLC, but I think that it will be through mechanics. I think that the first of many things to happen will be letting in the legendaries or letting in some mythics. And then we move into letting in megas, letting in Z moves, and then just everything. All of the Pokemon who were restricted from the game way back when and who are still restricted from Crown Tundra, they're in the game. Everyone is here 2021. Super Smash Brothers.
I gotta say, I don't want that.
It's fair. It's going to happen. That's my prediction. That's how they're going to do the hashtag content.
Here's the thing, though. Like, that's such a hot take, but Mike's been right about this in the past. I remember when Mike said, "Oh, they're gonna ban Pokemon for this next season." I'm like, Mike, they've never done that. They're not gonna do it now, please. So I got like Mike has a pretty good track record with this kind of stuff.
Well,
I guess we gotta believe him.
I'm telling you guys, somebody clip that. It's right there. It's right there. Because what are they going to do? What are they possibly going to do after this year is over? They went through this year slowly bringing back things, and then they're going to go into 2021 and be like, go. Entire year, remake? Let's do it.
Gen 4 remake.
Nah, Done. They wouldn't do that in a year.
They wouldn't do that ever.
They wouldn't do that ever.
Poor fans. Let's go too.
Let's go, Johto. Yay.
Let's play Johto again.
We know how much you like doing things a second time.
And then they're gonna get to Let's Go Hoenn, and then after they finish Let's Go Hoenn, it's gonna be Let's Go back to Kanto.
And then 10 years from now, they make Let's Go Home, where you can put all of your Pokemon into your new device. It won't be a smartphone. It'll be some different thing that like your watch can actually show. You know, it's like a hologram. It's called Let's Go Home. And sleep. What happened to Pokemon Sleep, man? I want Pokemon Sleep.
It's sleeping.
Yeah, I guess so. Wake up, Pokemon Sleep. Get over here. Folks, Crickety Crown Tundra is a thing. Oh, that's such beautiful art. Oh my gosh, look at that.
Especially compared to the clip art we were looking at earlier.
Yeah. Oh, but man, it's so good. If you've seen the trailer that just dropped on September 29th, then you're probably listening to this podcast, period.
Hello.
That's just how it goes. You've probably seen the trailer by now. If you haven't, please go and watch it. Because we're just going to be talking about things that stood out to us. We could go and like frame by frame, look at each part of the trailer, but you know, you're smarter than that. We know that you're smarter than that. You've already seen that if you're here. So first off, we got a launch date, obviously October 22nd, which yes, looks like Alyssa was right. I have to eat my words. I guess so. True. I have to eat my words a little bit because I was definitely like, no, they're not going to do that. They're just going to release it whenever they release it and then just let all the Pokemon in once that happens. But no.
Looks like they actually had a plan this time. Who would have guessed? After the big Players Cup 2 qualifier blunder, they actually made sure that the metagame comes out when the Pokemon are out.
Were you talking about this on the last podcast, or was this something a discussion that we had after about how that actually happened? I know we talked about it with Alyssa, but
we also talked about it on the last podcast.
Yeah. So like they made a mistake and they can't get rid of it. Couldn't get rid of it.
But at least now we know for a fact that the Players Cup is going to be played in Series 7, which is mind blowing to me.
Yeah, so that's very true. It's going to be a completely different game.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to have no idea how to play it, and I can't wait.
Well, that was the thing about Series 6 is like the first 3 weeks of the month, I thought like, yeah, I got this. And then like as the meta started solidifying, I was like, I very much don't. Because I was playing with, I was doing the thing that you do on YouTube as well. Is like I play a bunch of different teams. I take rental teams on Twitch, and I take like viewers teams and whatnot, and I use those. And it just stopped working for me in the last week.
Sometimes you do have to just stick with something you like and just like learn there. I mean that because it's nice to take other people's teams, but if you're facing the same team over and over, you gotta stop thinking about what you're doing and think about what you're going against instead. That's like what I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, I just started using the same Pokemon over and over. Like, I know how to use a Talonflame. I know how to use a Drake Assault. I know how to use a Serena, Primarina, Ferrothorn. Like, those are all just kind of brainless in my head now.
Right. So you're saying for the next month on the YouTube channel, it's going to be you using those 6 Pokemon for every single day. Yeah.
No. I have way too many Pokemon to go through. I have all the Tapus. Well, maybe not all of them. I have 3 Tapus to go through.
For next month. True.
I have like the new birds to go through. I have Calyrex. I do think. Do you think Calyrex is going to be legal? Do you think it's going to get that Urshifu treatment, or you think they're going to treat it like a mythic?
I want to say that they're probably going to let it in. Michael making the correct predictions here. They're going to let it be in the game like Urshifu. I think the only reason that we think that it's not is because it seems so much like Celebi, and we know that Celebi isn't allowed in.
Do you think it is going to be good in the game?
Oh, do I think it's going to be good? What do we know about it again?
Its ability is Unnerve, and it's a Psychic Grass type. That is literally it.
Yes, because Tapu Lele is also going to be in the game.
Okay. It also depends on how fast. I need stats. You always need stats.
Yeah. It'll either be really good in Trick Room or it'll be not. Yeah.
Speaking of new Pokemon, what do we got, Mike?
Before new Pokemon, we've also got the ability patch, which is going to completely unlock the rest of the game.
About time. Some of these Pokemon that are getting hit. Okay, let's talk about what it does first. It opens hidden abilities to everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Some of these Pokemon are getting hidden abilities that they haven't seen literally ever. Some of these Pokemon are from Generation 2, have had hidden abilities since Generation 3, have never been able to use them.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So that means we're getting Inner Focus Dogs, which is amazing. Inner Focus Suicune, Inner Focus Entei. That means you're going to be able to set up a Tailwind without getting fake outed with Suicune, which is really nice. Things like Slush Rush on Dracovish and Sand Rush on some of them. I don't know which one gets what, but they all get the Rush ones.
Mm-hmm.
Like that whole Fossil line gets the fast movement things. You get Defiant on Genies. You get Sheer Force on Landorus. It is a bunch of scary things.
Yeah. Sheer Force Landorus scares me.
Yeah. I mean, it has to be incarnate at least. It can't intimidate you.
Yeah, I wonder how they're going to make forms work.
Mm-hmm. I guess we'll find out. If it's anything like the Isle of Armor, you're just going to find these valuable like Therian items on the floor and you're just going to hand them over. It's like, hey, look, I found this rock.
Look what I found.
Here's my mega Rayquazite or whatever it's called.
Yeah. Oh, what's this on the ground? Hey, Thunderous, catch. Oh, it's a bird. Whoa. That's incredible.
The Crown Tundra is actually more littered than the Isle of Armor ever was. Just buried in the snow.
Can't take 3 steps without tripping into a mega Slowbronite. Or just a Slowbronite, I guess that was what it was called. Take another 2 steps, you actually find the Mega Bracelet. And since 10 Megas are in now, we're good. Let's do it. Also, one of the new things is this guy right over here. Look at him with his little shell hat. It's Galerian Slowking. He's in the game now. Yeah. Or he will be anyway. Galerian Slowking is called the Hexpert Pokemon. It's psychic and poison. Its signature move is Eerie Spell. It's a psychic spite, kind of. If you know what spite does. Spite reduces a Pokemon's PP by 4. This one, Eerie Spell, will reduce the PP by 3 of the move that the last move that the Pokemon who attacked used.
So far underwhelmed.
Yeah, so far pretty underwhelmed. Because and I guess because it's adding damage, they reduced that 4 from Spite down to 3, but it doesn't make it better. Like the problem with Spite wasn't that it didn't do damage. The problem with Spite was that its ability wasn't great.
When was the last time you saw Spite being competitively used?
I think I've seen depletion used more than spite ever in my life.
GMax
depletion. I've seen that used more times this year than I have seen spite ever used. Yeah.
I mean, why did they look at this Pokemon and we're just like, yeah, it needs a nerf.
Right?
I don't know.
I mean, it's neat.
-3.
It's neat that they're like trying new things. The nice thing here, at least, is that it still gets shell sidearm.
Oh, does it? Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, it won't forget it, right?
What?
What do you mean? Oh, does it? No, it doesn't do that. Yeah. Oh my gosh, am I wrong? Because it goes from Slowpoke to Slowking, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Mike did the classic Eviolite Slowbro mistake.
Oh no, it doesn't get it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the worst then. No, this is a bad Pokemon. That was my one redeeming quality to it.
We should talk about its ability first before we determine whether it's good or bad.
I guess so. So Galerian Slowking's ability is Curious Medicine, which is a new ability. When this Pokemon enters the field, it automatically resets its allies' stat changes. And when I read that, my first reaction to it was just, okay.
See, when I read it, my first reaction was, oh my god, so broken, get to reset everyone's stat changes. And then I reread it, it says allies.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh.
Now,
okay.
Did I read this wrong, or did they not say between negative or positive?
No, it just resets it no matter what. So that if you set up a Swords Dance, goodbye Swords Dance.
But I love Swords Dance.
No, not anymore. The swords are mine. You're grounded.
What about my Steel Spike?
Nope. All mine.
Max
I don't see the point. Like, what? Yeah, it's such good potential. First of all, you're going to keep the typing Psychic Poison? Look at this thing. This thing has a Cloak. Make it a Ghost type. Psychic Poison. We already have one of those. We have too many of those.
Oh, no.
I don't want more of those.
Bleh. It looks like a vampire to me.
I want to suck your poison.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I was thinking about some things some cases that this could be used. If you're using like a Leaf Storm or a Draco Meteor, I guess there are some cheeky plays that you can do with that. Like use a Draco Meteor on the first turn and then swap in, or you turn your partner Pokemon out to send in Galarian Slowking and then like immediately use Draco Meteor again. With your opponent not expecting it. But that's so niche. When are you going to actually need to do that?
Why the heck am I going to waste a slot on my team when I could just stick a TapuBulu right there?
That's fair.
You get me? It's like this Pokemon is going to make zero difference. Look, it's just going to go right in the dumpster. It's not going to do anything.
They were hyping this up so much though.
Dude,
I want it to be useful, but it's probably not.
They announced this back in February, when they gave that like super spoiler trailer. They had like the Galerian Slowking with its face covered. You can only see its cloak, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's Slowking!" And then they give us this. Yeah, 8 months to figure this out, and you give us this.
I mean, to be fair, when we made the initial trailer for Pokésports, I was basically like this the entire time, just with my entire face covered. And then Pokésports comes out, and I'm just like, "Hey, I'm Mike." And everyone was like, I've never heard of you, and who are you?
What's sad is that Galarian Slowking still has his face covered. He's ashamed of what he's become.
Hey. What's up? Wow. Imagine, you know what? That would have probably propelled Pokésports forward as well if I had just covered my face half the time. Not because I'm not gorgeous, but I mean, add the do a face reveal at 10K,
Ooh, yeah. The door reveal is so much better.
I mean, it's right there. It's still closed, folks. YouTube.com/Pokésports. So that's Galarian Slowking. Do you see this actually working?
Nope.
Oh, well.
Nope. Move on.
Moving on. So yeah, we do have a lot more confirmed Pokemon just from the trailer. There are a lot more from like data mines and whatnot, but we're not going to get into that because that's another story. So in addition to the Pokemon that we had confirmed last time, like the Nidos and Crobat, I think was a last time thing, Metagross and Garchomp, confirmed in the trailer was Magmortar, Aggron, Altaria, Dragonite. Look at that little Dragonite. He's just poking his head out there. Absol and Relicanth. It's major love to Gen 3 is what it is.
It's major love to Megas is what it is. That's what I'm looking at. Why else bring Absol into the game? Like, no one missed that thing.
Oh.
You're bringing back Altaria, you're bringing back Absol, Aggron, Garchomp. I'm just hearing more Megas after Megas.
That's true. That is very, very true. So in the trailer, Kevin, tell me about what happened in the trailer though with this Crobat.
So there's a little bit of like some talk because previously it was announced by Pokemon that there will not be move tutors in Crown Tundra. That Crown Tundra is specifically just bringing back Pokemon and bringing back legendary Pokemon, and it's about the experience, not like so much the competitive aspect. It's just about, exploration and stuff. So yeah, we all expect there to be no move tutors in the game. But the issue is Crobat was using Tailwind, and it's so clearly Tailwind in the trailer. Like there's no other move that it can be. It's just Tailwind. And that is causing a lot of controversy because Crobat previously wasn't able to use Tailwind because it was a move tutor.
We're super sure it was an Air Cutter.
Yeah, we're pretty sure.
Huh.
I'm pretty sure. But
and it's not a TMTR right now, Tailwind?
No, or else Togekiss would get it. And
True.
Thank God it doesn't. But that's part of my concern. Part of my concern is that we can get a Follow Me Tailwind user if there are move tutors in this game, that being Togekiss. I really hope that they just decided to plop it on Crobat as like a level up move.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's a thing.
So we have no word on starters yet, which is, of course, is what a large subset of people that are interested in Pokemon are interested in. But we also just don't have word on all of the Pokemon that are coming back yet either. And if Isle of Armor was any indication, this one is just going to be like a huge dump of like old Pokemon that are coming back and being good. We still haven't seen anything on like Ultra Beasts yet, and that could be something that the Pokemon company is like intentionally holding back on because that's going to bring another level of hype. Because like if Xurkitree comes back and gets like rising voltage, that would be just disgusting.
Xurkitree has that one move that was exclusive to Manaphy until they decided to give it to Xurkitree. That's so broken. Tail Glow.
Yeah.
That thing that gives it +3 special attack on a base 174 special attack Pokemon.
Yeah.
And now you can Dynamax so that now you can do double the damage with a Hyper Beam electric move.
Yeah.
They didn't put any thought into this.
They didn't put any thought into Gen 7 is what you're saying?
Gen 8. We're wrong gen, but good job.
No, I'm talking about Gen 7 where they introduced Xurkitree.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing is they just shouldn't have brought it to this game.
Fair. Again, I assume that they're going to be there. They've got to be. Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm just looking because again, looking at all of the Pokemon that are still remaining, I don't think that they're going to let every single one back.
Probably not. I think there's still some Pokemon
they've got to gate a few. Because otherwise, this would be marketed differently. They would have marketed it like, all of your favorites are coming back to the game.
What about? Oh my god! What if Stacka gets Body Press with like the base 210 defense and base like 110 attack? Like
disgusting.
I don't even want to know how much damage that's doing, dude.
I very much do. I very much do want to run those calcs. Actually, thank you very much. But funny enough, with all of the stuff that has been going on and all the stuff this week and with Crown Tundra being announced, the next 2 weeks for us, because this doesn't come out Crown Tundra doesn't come out for another 2 weeks of podcast time. So we still have the 11th and the 18th. That's definitely going to be dedicated to Crown Tundra stuff. Like we need to make some teams. What else do we need to do, Kevin?
Make some teams. We need to
make some teams.
We have to prepare teams to be made.
We have to team some make.
We have to make the teams in order to play the game.
Yes. And then we have to actually play the game.
And then patrons are going to ask me to build a team around Soul Rock. And I'm like, but guys, don't you know that you can use stack a stack? And now they're like, no, I want Soul Rock. And I'm like, okay. That's it. That's my conversation.
We just got a bunch of Martins in the Patreon. Is that what you're saying?
Let's just give this out now. Spoiler. Someone asked for Soul Rock this month.
No, Meteor Beam.
That's all I could do.
All you can do. Who was it? Tell me right now.
It was Cap'n.
Of course it was Cap'n. We're calling you out, man.
The thing is, Cap'n, you don't even pick up your teams. You just want to see me suffer. He doesn't even want the Pokemon after I'm done.
Of course he doesn't want them. It's a Soul Rock.
He hasn't picked up the last two, and the last two are like Cramorant and Trick Room Gallade.
Oh no. Guys, that's going to be the end of Pokésports podcast number 48. All about the Crown Tundra will be.
I guess goodbye.
Yeah, right. We've been here for a while. You're going to be okay?
We got a long night.
We got a long night. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff.
We got a Peach to do. Hey, guys, join the Patreon so you can listen to the Peach. We got a lot of people that listen to it now, but be a part of the cool people.
There's also going to be a lot of commentary videos coming out on Patreon this week. So we've got a bit of a backlog. That's why it's going to be a long night.
Yeah.
You can follow us on YouTube as well at youtube.com/Pokesports, where we put stuff out every single day. Not only this podcast, the video version, but all those different kinds of teams, especially with Crown Tundra coming up. Lots of Crown Tundra teams that we'll be showcasing once we can actually get those in game. Follow us on Twitter at Pokesports Pod and Instagram Pokesports Podcast. You can find all this at Pokesports.org, our own website, where Kevin is putting together team reports and teams rental codes for you to go and check out. You can rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, because that always helps out. As well as follow us on Patreon, like Kevin said, patreon.com/Pokesports Podcast.
The League is starting up.
The Liege is starting up. Yes, right. You still have the rest of this week to sign up for the October Liege, which will be Series 6. Group stages will start early next week. So get your teams ready for that, because I'm going to be accepting those. Well, I'm accepting them now. But yeah, go and get those made. Speaking of patrons, I want to give a big shout out to Ahmed, Alex, Dante, Elijah, Zach, Brian, Carlo, Colton, Lights Out, Lewis, Neil, Scott, Captain, Alex, Kale, It's a Secret, Jesse, Joseph, Rowan, Martine, Ro Ixon, Robert, Spencer, Jack, a separate Jack, not the same as the first Jack, Mohammed, Swede, Level 1 Pagey, Chad, Christopher, Federico, Greg, King Boo, LA Caveman, Ryan, Tristan Perry, Rykin, and Tofu. Thanks to M Dash for every single second of every single piece of music you hear on this podcast. He's amazing. YouTube.com/M Dash. Kevin.
Hello.
Got anything to plug this week?
We are revamping our merch store.
Oh, true.
So teespring.com/store/Pokesports. Check it out. Keep an eye out.
Beautiful.
Also, you can use the code REVAMP, REVAMP, for 10% off this week.
Oh, amazing.
Wink.
All right. And with that, that's going to be the end of the podcast. Thank you so much for everyone on Twitch who was joining us, twitch.tv/Pokesports Podcast. Guys, we will see you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye.